On the streets of Staten Island, there's a legend that's haunted locals for decades. It's a story whispered among children and adults alike, a tale that sends shivers down the spine of anyone who dares to listen. The terrifying tale of Cropsey, a name that echoes through the dark alleys and abandoned buildings, a name that has become synonymous with fear and dread. Cropsey isn't just a ghost story. He's a monster lurking in the shadows, a figure that embodies the darkest fears of the community, a man who lives in the dark corners of abandoned buildings, places where the light never reaches, and the air is thick with the scent of decay, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, to emerge from the shadows and claim his next victim. But this legend isn't just a tale. It's a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk within a community. It's rooted in a horrifying truth, a truth that has left an indelible mark on the history of Staten Island, a truth that continues to haunt the memories of those who lived through it. The story of Cropsey is one that has haunted the residents of Staten Island for decades. It is connected to a real man, Andre Rand, whose name sends shivers down the spine of those who remember. Rand was a former worker at the notorious Willowbrook State School, an institution that was supposed to care for children with disabilities. Instead, it became infamous for its horrific neglect and abuse, a dark chapter in the history of Staten Island. Many believe that the terrifying tales of Cropsey, the Boogeyman of Staten Island, were inspired by the sinister actions of Andre Rand, blending fact and fiction into a chilling legend. In the 1980s and 90s, several children vanished from Staten Island, their disappearances chillingly similar to the legend, and some say they were taken by Cropsey himself. Cropsey, the Boogeyman who doesn't just haunt stories, he haunts the truth. The legend of Cropsey has left an indelible mark on Staten Island. This urban legend, which began as a cautionary tale, has evolved into a chilling story that has haunted the community for decades. Families still whisper his name, and the fear lingers in the abandoned buildings. These structures, once filled with life, now stand as silent witnesses to the terror that gripped the island. But what remains is a community forever changed by the haunting tale. The streets, the parks, and even the schools carry the weight of Cropsey's dark legacy. The truth behind Cropsey continues to send shivers down the spine of those who dare to remember. His story is a reminder of the thin line between myth and reality, and how deeply a legend can embed itself into the fabric of a community. Is he still out there? Or has the legend of Cropsey become something much darker than we ever imagined? The truth behind Cropsey. Is it a legend or something more?